She's one of the highest-paid actresses in the world, a Marvel icon, and a powerhouse both on and off the screen. Scarlett Johansson has built a life as bold and captivating as the roles she plays. With a net worth of $165 million, Scarlett's world is filled with luxury and elegance, but also grounded in family and privacy. Married to comedian and writer Colin Jost, and a mother of two, she balances superstardom with a surprisingly down-to-earth lifestyle. From a stylish home that reflects her taste for both comfort and class, to a sleek car collection that screams Hollywood elite, Scarlett's lifestyle is the perfect mix of glamour and authenticity. Curious to see how this global superstar really lives? Let's take a closer look behind the scenes of Scarlett Johansson's incredible life. Scarlett Ingrid Johansson was born into the heart of Manhattan on November 22, 1984, arriving into a family full of voices and characters, two older siblings, an older half-brother, and a twin brother who shares her birthday and her early memories. Her roots stretch across the Atlantic, with her Danish citizenship passed down from her father, an architect hailing from the elegant streets of Copenhagen. That dual heritage would come to mirror the two halves of her own identity. A driven New Yorker with the poise of old-world Europe. Even as a child, Johansson was already chasing the spotlight, not for fame, but for the thrill of storytelling. She enrolled early at the Lee Strasberg Theatre Institute, a legendary training ground for method actors, and later refined her craft at the Professional Children's School. Her screen debut came in 1994, when she played John Ritter's daughter in the whimsical comedy North. While it wasn't a breakout, it was a first step into a long corridor of roles that would soon make her unforgettable. From the courtroom drama of Just Cause, where she played the daughter of characters portrayed by Sean Connery and Kate Capshaw, to a fleeting part in If Lucy Fell, young Scarlett was quietly building a resume. Her first true leading role came in 1996's Manny and Lo, where she played Amanda, a teenager caught in an unlikely journey. The performance earned her an Independent Spirit Award nomination for Best Lead Female, an early nod to the raw talent simmering beneath her calm on-screen presence. Through the late 90s and early 2000s, Johansson continued to explore a wide range of roles. The model's mysterious muse in Fall, a mischievous presence in Home Alone 3, a quirky co-star in My Brother the Pig, and a quietly observant character in the Coen brothers' noir, The Man Who Wasn't There. But it was The Horse Whisperer in 1998 that marked her first real turn in the public eye. As Grace McLean, the wounded teen drawn into a world of healing and horses, Johansson brought unexpected depth and sensitivity, earning a nomination for Most Promising Actress from the Chicago Film Critics Association. It was clear even then that Scarlett Johansson wasn't just another child actor. She was growing into her roles, into herself, and into the kind of screen presence you can't look away from. Scarlett Johansson's true cinematic arrival came in 2001 with Ghost World, a darkly comic coming-of-age tale that may have underwhelmed at the box office, but left critics buzzing about her talent. Her performance as the sardonic Rebecca felt authentic and quietly magnetic, hinting that Johansson wasn't just growing up on screen, she was outgrowing the roles written for girls her age. By the time she graduated from the Professional Children's School, she'd already tried her hand at serious drama. And when New York University's Tisch School of the Arts turned her down in 2002, she simply took it as a sign to skip the classroom and go straight into full-time filmmaking. The decision paid off almost immediately. Lost in Translation, directed by Sofia Coppola and co-starring Bill Murray, marked her transition into adult roles with an air of elegance and restraint. Playing Charlotte, a young woman adrift in Tokyo, Johansson brought a delicate gravity far beyond her years. The performance earned her a BAFTA award and a Golden Globe nomination, and she followed that quiet triumph with The Girl with the Pearl Earring, stepping into the still, enigmatic world of Vermeer's muse, and again receiving nods from both BAFTA and the Golden Globes. By 2004, her career was firing on all cylinders. That year alone, she starred in 5 films, from the teenage heist romp The Perfect Score to the southern melancholy of A Love Song for Bobby Long, the stylized period piece A Good Woman, a quirky turn in the SpongeBob SquarePants movie, and a supporting role in Good Company. Each role flexed a different muscle, revealing a performer eager to stretch and challenge herself, rather than settle into a single type. Then came her collaboration with Woody Allen. Beginning with Match Point in 2005, followed by Scoop and the sultry Vicky Cristina Barcelona, Johansson became one of Allen's modern muses. Her performance in Vicky Cristina Barcelona earned her an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actress, further establishing her as one of the most versatile actors of her generation. In 2010, she entered blockbuster territory with Iron Man 2, introducing audiences to Natasha Romanoff, aka Black Widow. That role would become a defining part of her career, not just for its physical demands, but for its emotional arcs woven through the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Over the next decade, she would appear in The Avengers, Captain America, The Winter Soldier, Age of Ultron, Civil War, Infinity War, and more, evolving from a mysterious spy into one of the franchise's most complex and beloved characters. Beyond Marvel, Johansson continued taking creative risks. She played a chilling femme fatale in Brian De Palma's The Black Dahlia, a Tudor queen in The Other Boleyn Girl, and an accidental superhuman in Lucy. Her voice work proved equally affecting. In Her, she delivered a hauntingly intimate performance as a sentient operating system without ever appearing on screen. She also brought characters to life in The Jungle Book, Wes Anderson's Isle of Dogs, and the animated musical Sing 2. In 2019, she stunned critics with a double feature of powerhouse performances. As a divorcing mother in Marriage Story, which earned her an Academy Award nomination for Best Actress, and as a German mother hiding a Jewish girl in Taika Waititi's Jojo Rabbit, which earned her a second nomination that same year for Best Supporting Actress. Few actors have pulled off that feat, and even fewer with the grace and nuance she brought to both roles. More recently, she appeared as the glamorous and enigmatic Midge Campbell in Wes Anderson's Asteroid City, 2023, a film that added yet another layer of eccentric sophistication to her career. With new projects on the horizon, Johansson continues to navigate between the art house and the multiplex, proving time and again that her career is less about reinvention than evolution. Thoughtful, fearless, and always a little unexpected. Scarlett Johansson's creative drive has never been confined to the movie screen alone. In 2010, she brought her talents to Broadway, with a performance that earned both critical acclaim and one of theater's highest honors. Making her stage debut in Arthur Miller's A View from the Bridge, she stepped into the role of Catherine with a raw vulnerability that disarmed audiences and critics alike. The performance won her the Tony Award for Best Featured Actress in a Play, a rare and impressive crossover achievement for a Hollywood star. But Johansson doesn't stop at just acting. She's also ventured into the world of music, trading scripts for microphones with surprising flair. In 2008, she released her debut solo album, Anywhere I Lay My Head, a moody, dreamlike collection that reimagined songs by the gravel-voiced legend Tom Waits. Layered with experimental production and shimmering instrumentation, the album divided critics but revealed her willingness to take artistic risks that many actors-turned-singers shy away from. The following year, she teamed up with indie rock crooner Pete Yorn for a collaborative album titled Breakup. Inspired by the duets of Serge Gainsbourg and Brigitte Bardot, the record played like a vintage breakup story told through soft harmonies and bittersweet melodies. Their voices danced around each other in songs that were sometimes wistful, sometimes playful, and always rooted in a real emotional undercurrent. With these ventures, Johansson made it clear that her artistic ambitions were not bound to one medium. Whether under the lights of Broadway or behind a studio mic, she keeps exploring the edges of her creative identity. Fearless, versatile, and always evolving. Tucked deep within the tree-lined bends of the Hudson River, in the exclusive, whisper-quiet enclave of Snedden's Landing, New York, Scarlett Johansson has found a new kind of spotlight. One cast not by red carpets or cameras, but by dappled sunlight on ivy-covered stone. Her recent purchase, affectionately known as the Ivy House, is more than just another addition to her impressive real estate portfolio. It's a living piece of American design history, wrapped in riverside charm and old Hollywood lore. Located at 40 Washington Spring Road and priced at $4 million, the Ivy House is a 4-bedroom masterpiece that quietly exudes timeless elegance. Designed by the distinguished architect Eric Googler, who once famously reimagined the Oval Office for President Franklin D. Roosevelt in 1933, this 4,000-square-foot residence, completed in 1953, is a harmonious blend of mid-century refinement and natural serenity. From the moment you step inside, the home begins to reveal its subtle genius. Nearly every room is designed to capture panoramic views of the Hudson River, its waters reflecting light that dances across warm wooden floors and vintage built-ins. Tall French doors and generous windows invite in not just the view, but the breeze and the birdsong, making nature a constant guest in this riverside haven. This house has stories tucked into every corner. Once owned by British-American actress Brenda Forbes, the Ivy House played host to some of Hollywood's golden icons. Thanksgiving dinners were once shared here by none other than Sir Laurence Olivier and Katharine Hepburn. And if you listen closely, the echoes of old laughter and clinking glasses might still drift through the air on quiet nights. Though the kitchen might whisper of an era long past and hint at the potential for a modern refresh, it only adds to the home's authentic character. Everywhere else, the charm is fully intact. Classic fireplaces stand like sentinels in the corners. Bookshelves line the walls as if waiting for scripts or sonnets, and the craftsmanship is evident in every beam and board. Step outside, and the magic continues. A raised brick patio commands sweeping views of the river, the perfect stage for early morning solitude or candlelit dinners at dusk. A second-floor balcony trimmed in wrought iron, recalling the ornate flair of New Orleans, adds a dramatic yet delicate touch. Meandering brick paths lead through nearly an acre of lushly landscaped gardens, passing by fountains, romantic trellises, and even a greenhouse. Down a winding trail, you'll discover a glimmering pool and an inviting cabana, offering both recreation and retreat. Each bedroom is its own sanctuary, many with private balconies, river views, and cozy fireplaces. Spaces made for rainy day reading, early morning inspiration, or simply watching the light change over the Hudson. And all of this lies just a short drive from Manhattan, though it feels worlds away. Snedden's Landing has long been a magnet for creatives and quiet luminaries, drawn by its history, its privacy, and its postcard-perfect surroundings. For Scarlett Johansson, the Ivy House isn't just a home. It's a retreat, a reverie, and a nod to the elegance of eras gone by. Reimagined for a modern muse who clearly knows how to choose a good script and an even better house. After nearly 2 years of playing the waiting game, Scarlett Johansson has finally said goodbye to her sleek Manhattan penthouse. a space that once served as her stylish urban hideaway above the buzz of Sutton Place. Though the sale came at a loss, both financial and symbolic, the property leaves behind a quiet echo of refined city, living with a touch of Hollywood gloss. Back in 2008, Johansson snapped up the apartment for $2.1 million, a time when her star was rising rapidly, and New York offered the perfect contrast to red carpet chaos. Tucked into one of Manhattan's more understated, old-school neighborhoods, the penthouse seemed like the ideal city perch. But when she eventually listed it in July 2020, initially hoping for $2.5 million, the market didn't bite. As months passed and the world reeled from the pandemic, the price dropped again and again. By December, it had sunk to $1.8 million, and even then, there were no takers. Rather than let it linger unappreciated, Johansson pivoted. The apartment was pulled from the sales market and reintroduced as a high-end rental, offered at $6,000 a month. Even so, it was a move that signaled a shift. 1 foot out of New York, perhaps, or just a nod to changing tides in a cooling urban real estate market. But what exactly made this penthouse special, and why did it struggle to sell? At just over 1,300 square feet, it wasn't sprawling, but it was impeccably curated. Floor-to-ceiling sliding glass doors opened the living space to the skyline, bathing it in natural light and offering captivating glimpses of the East River. Rich hardwood floors added warmth beneath clean, modern lines, and an open-concept kitchen gleamed with marble countertops and high-end finishes. Everything in its right place, but nothing overly flashy. The master suite came with a roomy walk-in closet and a private ensuite bathroom, adding a dose of everyday luxury. Perhaps the most intriguing feature was the second bedroom, a glass-walled space that borrowed views from the living room, giving the apartment a breezy, loft-like atmosphere. The effect was both intimate and open, a rare design balance in a vertical city. Still, the true showstopper was the terrace. Perched high above the east side, it offered sweeping views of the river and skyline. A secret garden in the sky where one could sip morning coffee or host evening cocktails against the Manhattan backdrop. In a city where private outdoor space is golden, this terrace was a crown jewel. And yet, timing is everything. Post-pandemic uncertainties, rising interest rates, and shifts in buyer behavior meant that even the most well-appointed properties had to fight for attention. Add in stiff competition and changing tastes, and Johansson's chic penthouse, despite its elegance, struggled to find its match. The building itself didn't disappoint. Classic Sutton Place touches like a full-time doorman and on-site laundry offered convenience and security. But in the end, none of it was enough to recapture the investment. When the final sale closed, it did so for $223,000 less than Johansson had paid 15 years earlier, not counting the silent costs of upgrades and time. Scarlett Johansson isn't just a force on screen, she's also got serious style when it comes to what she drives. Her car collection reads like a cinematic script, a little action, a bit of romance, and plenty of drama. Let's start with a machine that's as bold and unapologetic as some of her most iconic roles, the 2014 Chevrolet Corvette Stingray Z51. This isn't just an American sports car, it's a symphony of speed and raw power. Packing over 450 horses under the hood, the V8 engine can launch this beast from 0 to 60 in less than 4 seconds. The aerodynamic body gives it an aggressive stance, a fitting choice for someone who commands attention wherever she goes. It's loud, fast, and fiercely proud of it. Switching gears, we find a touch of old-world charm in the form of the Alfa Romeo Spider. This classic Italian convertible brings vintage glamour to her collection with a lightweight frame and retro lines that recall an era when driving was as much about emotion as engineering. Ideal for a sun-soaked California cruise, the Spider doesn't shout. It purrs. It's the car you take when you're not in a rush, when the journey is the destination, and every corner feels like a scene from a European romance film. For day-to-day life, Scarlett doesn't leave practicality behind. Enter the BMW X3, her go-to luxury SUV that balances comfort and performance with understated style. Spacious and tech-forward, it's perfect for everything from early morning call times to picking up groceries without sacrificing that edge of sophistication. It might not have the drama of a sports car, but its smooth handling and smart features make it the quiet professional of her lineup. But when the occasion calls for something bold and luxurious, Scarlett turns up the volume with her Maserati Quattroporte. This Italian masterpiece is all about performance wrapped in elegance. Underneath its sculpted frame lies a Ferrari-built engine that delivers serious punch, while the interior feels more like a five-star lounge than a car. Leather, fine wood, and top-tier tech create an environment as refined as it is exhilarating. A perfect metaphor for Scarlett herself. Of course, no A-list collection is complete without a Mercedes-Benz, and her GLE is a favorite for good reason. This mid-size luxury SUV strikes that rare balance between safety, space, and smooth driving. Whether she's weaving through city traffic or heading to a weekend retreat, the GLE offers a polished experience with plenty of power underfoot and a cabin that feels like home. It's the SUV that says, "I've got things to do, but I'll do them in style." And then there's the 2009 Porsche 911, a car that needs no introduction. While it's not the newest in her fleet, it's undoubtedly one of the most iconic. The 911's silhouette is instantly recognizable, and its rear-engine setup delivers a driving experience that's part thrill, part precision ballet. It's a car for purists, those who appreciate the art of the drive, the connection between machine and road. In a collection full of sparkle, the 911 is the quiet legend. Altogether, Scarlett Johansson's cars reflect the very essence of her persona. Dynamic, confident, and effortlessly cool. Scarlett Johansson's impact stretches far beyond movie sets and red carpets. While she's known worldwide for her screen presence and versatility, her commitment to humanitarian causes and social justice is equally compelling and deeply personal. Over the years, Johansson has channeled her influence into advocacy, giving voice and support to a wide range of efforts that reflect both global concern and personal conviction. Her philanthropic journey includes supporting a number of charities with very different missions. From addressing hunger through USA Harvest to backing cancer-related causes like Stand Up to Cancer, Cancer Research UK, and Too Many Women, which fights breast cancer, Johansson has never been afraid to get involved where it counts. In a world that often values spotlight over substance, she's consistently chosen both. In 2005, she took her passion for global development a step further and became a global ambassador for Oxfam, the international aid agency. Just 2 years later, she joined Bono's anti-poverty campaign, One, standing alongside voices demanding real change. But Johansson didn't just lend her name. She gave her time. In 2008, she partnered with Oxfam in a unique auction where one lucky UK bidder paid $20,000 for the chance to walk the red carpet with her at the premiere of He's Just Not That Into You. The experience came with a hair and makeup session and a chauffeur-driven ride. Yet the true spotlight was on raising funds for the fight against poverty. However, advocacy is rarely a straight road. In 2014, Johansson stepped down from her Oxfam ambassador role after controversy surrounding her endorsement of SodaStream, a company operating in an Israeli settlement in the West Bank. While Oxfam maintained its policy against trade with Israeli settlements, It also acknowledged Johansson's valuable contributions over the years. Her decision to part ways wasn't without criticism, but it marked a moment of personal and political clarity that underscored how complex standing up for causes can be. In the face of disaster, she's also shown her generosity. Alongside her Avengers castmates, Johansson helped raise $500,000 for victims of Hurricane Maria, proving that even fictional heroes can make a real-world difference when united by compassion. In 2018, Johansson became one of the founding voices behind the Time's Up movement, joining forces with 300 other women in Hollywood to fight harassment and workplace inequality. She took the stage at the Women's March in Los Angeles that same year, delivering a powerful speech that called out abuses of power and shared her own experiences. The moment turned controversial when she criticized fellow actor James Franco amid misconduct allegations, which drew attention to her past defense of director Woody Allen. The backlash highlighted the challenges of navigating a public platform in a world quick to judge nuance, but it didn't stop her from continuing to speak up. Beyond activism and headlines, she's also supported the quieter healing work of Operation Warrior Wellness, part of the David Lynch Foundation. The program helps military veterans manage post-traumatic stress through transcendental meditation. Her connection to this initiative is deeply personal. Her granduncle, Philip Schlamberg, was the last American pilot killed in World War II. He flew his final mission alongside Jerry Yellen, who would later co-found the very program Johansson now supports. It's a full-circle tribute, honoring family, service, and the often overlooked path to recovery. Through every cause, every speech, and every quiet donation, Scarlett Johansson continues to show that being a star means more than shining. It means using your light to illuminate paths for others. Scarlett Johansson's love life and legal battles have often mirrored the high stakes and drama of her film roles, full of bold moves, quiet heartbreaks, and a fierce sense of independence. From young romance to Hollywood marriages, and ultimately to a high-profile showdown with one of the biggest entertainment empires in the world, her story is as compelling off-screen as it is on. Her early brush with romance began at the Professional Children's School, where she dated fellow student Jack Antonoff, long before he became a chart-topping music producer. That teenage relationship lasted from 2001 to 2002 and was the kind of youthful pairing that grows out of shared dreams and rehearsal rooms. Fast forward a few years, and Johansson found herself in a more public relationship with actor Josh Hartnett, her co-star in The Black Dahlia. They were together for about 2 years, but as Hartnett later revealed, their demanding schedules and constant travel eventually pulled them apart. It was a classic Hollywood breakup, rooted less in drama and more in distance. Then came Canadian actor Ryan Reynolds. The two began dating in 2007, became engaged in May 2008, and tied the knot that September in a secluded, almost storybook ceremony in the wilderness of Vancouver Island. But what started with a romantic getaway ended with a quiet split in December 2010, and the divorce was finalized in July 2011. Years later, Johansson candidly reflected on that first marriage, admitting in a Vanity Fair interview that at 23, she didn't fully understand what marriage entailed, confessing she may have romanticized the idea more than the reality. Her next chapter took on a more European tone. In late 2012, she began dating Romain Doriac, a French journalist and advertising executive. Their relationship was both creative and cosmopolitan, with the couple splitting time between New York and Paris. They got engaged in September 2013 and welcomed their daughter, Rose, in 2014. A private wedding followed that October in Phillipsburg, Montana. But by 2016, the relationship had begun to unravel. Johansson filed for divorce in early 2017, describing the marriage as irretrievably broken. Doriak reportedly pushed for reconciliation, or at least reconsideration, but she held firm, and their divorce was finalized that September. Not long after, Johansson's love life took a more comedic turn. In May 2017, she began dating Colin Jost, the charming co-head writer and Weekend Update anchor on Saturday Night Live. Their chemistry was undeniable, and by May 2019, they were engaged. They married in an intimate ceremony at their New York home in October 2020, and in August 2021, they welcomed their son. Today, Johansson splits her time between Los Angeles and New York, balancing motherhood with a relentless career. But love and family haven't been her only defining battles. In 2021, Johansson took on the Walt Disney Company itself in a headline-making lawsuit. At the heart of the dispute was the release of Black Widow, which dropped both in theaters and on Disney Plus at the same time due to pandemic-era strategies. Johansson's contract with Marvel guaranteed her a $20 million upfront salary, plus a slice of the box office profits. But with streaming cutting into those numbers, her team claimed she lost out on an estimated $50 million in bonuses. The lawsuit wasn't just about money. It was about accountability, fair pay, and respecting contractual agreements in a changing entertainment landscape. The bold move sparked industry-wide conversations about the future of streaming, profit sharing, and how studios treat their top talent. Whether navigating love, family, or the fine print of billion-dollar contracts, Scarlett Johansson has done so with remarkable clarity and a refusal to be underestimated. Her life is a portrait of reinvention and resilience, shaped not just by the roles she plays, but by the stands she takes.